All right, here we go. We got 2, 4, 6, and 8. There. All right, so we've got degrees, minutes, and seconds. So Cash, help me out. With how am I going to change these into decimals?
I don't even know.
You don't remember? No. Oh, okay.
Multiplication.
Yes, of? Think about how many minutes, right, are in a degree. How many seconds are in a minute, which means how many seconds are in a degree. So 60 seconds in a minute, right?
60.
How many minutes in a degree? 60. That means that if I want to change this,
Wait, 33 is minutes, right?
if I want to change
Degrees, minutes,
degrees, or minutes to degrees, I need to divide by 60, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But Cash, then what does that mean for the seconds?
You gotta multiply it.
No.
You gotta divide those by 60.
I need to divide them by 60, but twice. Right? Because to get here, I did 60 to get to here. I can do 60 to get to here. So to get back to here, I got to do 60 and 60, which is what? What's 60 times 60? 60 times 60. 3,600. So it's plus 9 over 3,600. Or in other words, 60 times 60. Alright?
So, wait, do we do anything to 38 or we just do it to 33 and 9?
33 and 9. 38, that's how many degrees there are. So we're trying to turn this into a decimal, right? So we're going to take 33 divided by 60. And that is 0.0. And we're going to add 9 divided by 36. Yeah, 3,600. Thank you. 0.0025. Which means I have 0.0525, right? When I add those two numbers up. So I have 38.0525. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Oh, I messed up here. 33. That's hilarious, because think about it. What's 33 over 60?
It's over a half.
That's more than a half, but I wrote like a 5/100ths. So I must have wrote a 3 instead of 33. Wow. So try that again. 33 divided by 60 is 55. Duh, duh, duh. Which makes sense. A little bit more than half, right? Which means this is really 55. So when I check the answer, I'm like, oh, my bad. Okay? So always think when you're doing. All I did was write the answer and I didn't think about it. I was like, 5/100ths.
You done fucked it up.
5/100ths on a half? That should be a half. That should be more than a half, right?
Right.
All right. So what are we going to do with this one?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, dude.
It's just 20 point. And then we got 51 over 60 plus
54 over 3,600.
5 over 3,600.
Just 5?
Well, that's all that is, right?
I thought that was.
Oh, was it a 54?
It was a 54.
My bad.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't write 54. Man, I'm terrible today.
Yeah, it's 54.
I got all upset.
You're all
Got all upset.
Calm down, Daniel. Oh, shit.
There we go.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it always going to be 3,600?
for the seconds.
What's
Yeah,
going on? Okay, thank you.
for the seconds. Alright, so
I have another question.
we got 51 divided by
0.85.
There you go.
and then 54
Zero, zero,
Ooh, how do you feel like
0 and 5.
right? So that should come out to be 0.865, is that right?
Wait, Dan, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
How do you get the numerator for the second fraction? Did you need to put 54?
Yeah, this was supposed to be 54.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wrote it down wrong.
Okay.
My bad. So now we're going to take the decimal, right? And we're going to get to the minutes and seconds.
Yeah.
This one's a lot easier. This one's a lot easier. First of all, does the 50 change?
Nope.
No. Right? So the 50 is good to go. Right? But what are we gonna do with that 0.3625?
Bring over.
We gotta multiply it by 60. Right? Because you're saying out of this degrees, right? You're saying it's this portion of 60. Right?
Yeah.
So it's 0.36, which is, if we think about it, it's a little more than a third, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So, if we think about a whole, actually that's a half. So wouldn't that be a third? So it's somewhere around there, right? We're saying it's this much. Okay? Of a whole, if the whole is 60. Okay? So then we do that, what do we get? We say 60 times 0.3625, then we get 21.75. We get 21.75. So what we're saying there is that we got 50 degrees, 21 minutes,
That's pretty good.
and 3/4 of a second. Or 3/4 of a minute, right? What's 3/4?
What's that?
Wouldn't it be from here to here, right? So we're taking 3/4 of 60. So we're going to take that and go 0.75 times 60. That's all. We're going to take whatever's left, 0.75 times 60. Yep.
Wait, Dan, how are you doing?
Isn't it 0.45?
We're talking about a whole. Talking about a whole. Degree. Think about degrees. Degrees are always circular, right?
3/4 is
Right.
60.
We're talking about degrees. So when we're talking about degrees, I like to think of it as a whole and still that kind of pie kind of shape. Okay. All right. So anyways, what did that come out to be?
What was that?
45.
Yeah.
So and if we think about that, that makes sense, right?
Yeah. 3/4 60 is 45.
All right, so 50 degrees, 21 minutes, and 45 seconds. Okay? Now, the reason you do this is, honestly, we used to have to do this all the time. If you were going to sail on the ocean, you had to know how to do this. This was like mandatory. Because think about it. If you're off by a degree, when you're going from France to New York,
Let's see.
you might end up in Atlanta.
Nope.
You might end up in Canada, which means you might hit Iceland
Or
on the
you
way.
might end up discovering a new world.
right?
Canada's pretty dope.
So you could be off a degree. You're going to be off. At the farther you go, the longer you're going to be off. If I'm not going very far, if I'm only going 10 clicks, then a degree isn't going to be off by much. Right? But if I'm going 3,000 clicks, all of a sudden, it's a long way. What is a click? That is a question for you.
It's a game.
It's a military term. People, for a distance, a kilometer is a click.
37 clicks that away.
All right, next. What are we doing? I'll answer the phone when I'm done. All right, next. What are we doing?
Same thing.
Same thing, which is what?
Do math.
Anything happen to the 85?
No.
No. What are we going to do to the 0.65?
Divide by 60. Times 60.
Times by 0.655 times 60. So what does it give me?
Something.
So 0.655 times 60 gives me 39.3. So that means I have 85 degrees and 39 minutes and 0.3 seconds, right? But no, I don't have 0.3 seconds.
No.
I have 0.3 degrees.
That was 10.
0.3, 60.
Actually, I have 0.3 minutes, right?
Damn.
I have 0.3 minutes. Now I got to turn those 0.3 minutes into seconds. So it's a third, a little less than a third.
So it would be like 20, let's see.
So 0.3 times 60, right?
So 60, 36.
Which is 18.
Yeah.
So excited to go home.
So now I have 85 degrees, 39 minutes, and 18 seconds.
Yeah.
Is that making more sense?
Yeah. 19.
Okay?
What time circus is it?